Today we're taking a look at Vietnam War. This is, I guess you could call it a simulator of the Vietnam War, where you could play as either the North Vietnamese or the United States. Um, and we're just going to jump in, kind of take a look. Now, I will say that graphics-wise, this is not all that impressive to be fair, but at the same time, there's a lot in this game, a lot of interesting stuff. We're actually going to go with the special forces here, and just jump in, see exactly where they start. But pretty much one of the cool things of this game is you're playing on the entire map of Vietnam, including Laos, Cambodia, I believe a few other countries as well. And you're playing on this entire map. You can go anywhere you want. You could do virtually anything you want. But again, I think there's a tremendous amount of bugs in the game. You guys will see that as we're playing, and it just feels unfinished, right? There's a lot, but it feels unfinished. So in this review, we're going to take that all into account.
This way.
Now, this particular element of the game, just the having the radio on in the background, being on the US base, all that stuff, that's really cool. There's also an element of you can pretty much take every single vehicle in the game and go ahead and use it. So for instance, if we wanted to, we could go ahead, roll around with this beautiful thing, and of course, even open fire with it, etc. That part's great. Now, when you look over here, I think this is what really makes the game stand out, is look at the map, guys. Look at the map. We even have my father's old staging area of Toi Hoa right there, which is awesome. But you can do so much and go so many places. You don't even have to stay in Vietnam, for goodness sakes. And pretty much every single one of these towns, every single one of these bases, and everything in between, including the jungle in between, it's all traversable. It's all something you can go into and enjoy, which I would say is pretty cool. You can actually hear, missions going on, all sorts of things as you're playing. And of course, what you do on the actual map is going to affect the overall, well, the overall map itself, right? That being said, there's just a few things in this game that really make me wonder if it's as good as it looks. And again, one of them is, like I was mentioning before, there's definitely some bugs. It can be quite buggy. Which I would understand when you have such a massive simulator like this. It kind of makes sense that it would be a bit buggy. But something else seems to occur, and it might just be a game feature. It's like if I'm anywhere on the map, suddenly VC will start attacking, right? Viet Cong will start attacking eventually. They'll always focus in on where you are. So there's no real moments of like pure calm, as it were. You're always going to kind of be dealing with something. And again, that's even the case if you go all the way to Saigon, right? If you go to the capital and just hang out, like it looks like a proper city, but even then, people are going to start attacking you. Now, in terms of, things you can do, like I was saying before, you can do pretty much whatever you want in this game. We're actually already getting shot at, but we're going to go to this village, and we are going to fire some rounds. Oh, no, we're out of ammo. Okay, that's all right. You know what? We'll do the second best thing, which is we're going to land here. Hopefully I don't make a fool of myself landing. And we're just going to take a look at this village. But these are the kind of things you're going to see throughout the map. And I do think that element is really good. They've done great on the terrain. They've done great on the weather. They've done great on the villages, etc. All of that is fantastic. Now, as you can see, just as we've actually entered the village, we're starting to see a lot of citizens here, and we can actually see the loyalty they have here in Soc Trang in Ba Xuân province. And you can see our choppers are firing at something. There's something going on near the village, and it's probably the VC trying to take this South Vietnamese village and turn it towards them. Now, you'll have citizens moving through, and yes, you can do I know what you're thinking. Yes, you can. You can shoot them, but what actually tends to happen is when you're hanging out in a village, you'll suddenly have a citizen or a group of citizens kind of walk up a bit suspicious-like and all of a sudden pull out guns, and those are, of course, VC, Viet Cong, that you're dealing with. The actual combat, we're about to see a little bit here. Nothing to write home about. Pretty mediocre stuff. As you can see right there, we've got some VC. And we're using a stoner. Now, for the most cases, you get an M16, but because we're special forces, we are using the stoner rifle. However, I'm going to show you some of the other forces as well. There we go. Throw some grenades. Yep, interesting choice of words. And there we go. We're just doing the best we can to help our boys out. Oh my goodness! Now, the interesting thing is you will also earn medals. You can drop playing cards on the dead, all sorts of stuff. Ugh.
Move out.
The actual jungle combat element of the game is pretty cool. I mean, and again, you can have this at night during a monsoon. There is monsoon season in the game, so they've nailed the weather. It's hard to even in this video kind of show you guys what is the issue. What are the issues with the game? You kind of have to play it to get it. One of the things, for instance, the clipping, like, just look. I mean, some of the trees you can go right through. Some of them stop you. Like, that alone is a bit odd. No biggie, though, right? Kind of neither here nor there. But let's go ahead and engage these VC. We're trying to actually help or protect that helicopter that went down. We didn't antagonize the villagers at all. Not in the slightest. Not even a little bit. So we're headed right through, and we're going to see what happens. We've got our chopper here. We are taking shots, and our squad is actually actively engaged. So there's definitely VC at the corner of this village. Look at that Dragunov. So another thing, you can take their weapons and use it against them, although I don't want the Dragunov. But you can see kind of what starts to occur here. Some of our men are hit and wounded. Others are okay. We can, of course, order the squad. We can have them charge, which is what I'm going to have them do here. Oh, overall, just a lot of things you can do in the game. I mean, if you wanted to go into the middle of the damn jungle and just hang out and do patrols, you technically could.
Follow me.
Oh, nothing worse than choking. That being said, yeah, it's interesting. Like I said before, it's an experience, right? But the thing is, I think a lot of this might already be available in games like Arma. You know, Arma Reforged, Arma 3, and tell me if I'm wrong, but this sort of level of simulation, I will say, like, one of the huge bonuses is just the immensity of this game. It's absolutely huge, and yeah, you really can go anywhere you want. You could even go, look at this, there's a Khmer prison camp over here. You could try to break guys out. In addition, you're also getting regular, like, objectives updates, mission updates. Here we go, this is one of the issues with the game. It's happening right now. I think we might be able to save out of it. Yeah, we're fine. Did you guys see that? There's these moments where the game just locks up. And it can happen during combat. It can happen in transitionary periods, like when you're on an aircraft moving between regions. It happens far too much. And we haven't seen any in this particular video. We might see it here in this little battle to come. But there is a lot of kind of lag. Although I will be very clear that I am using the very high graphics setting. You're allowed to choose from very high to very low. I am using very high here, and I do notice some lag in gunfights. Also, the gunfights in general just aren't really that engaging. It's cool because, you know, for instance, over time, you can even get to the point where you can call in airstrikes. In fact, I gotta show you the airstrikes, guys, right? I can't let this video go without showing you guys the airstrikes. Let's make that happen. After this jungle battle, I'll take this time to please ask you to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what you think of the game so far from what you've seen. Is it something you would pick up? Is it something that interests you? And do you want to see more, most importantly? Go, boys! See if we can't take this base from the enemy. You also have a lot of Viet Cong caches, weapons caches that'll be hidden around the map, and you get points for destroying those as well. Pretty cool. Job well done, boys. I think for the simulation lovers, this game is going to be fantastic, right? Like, definitely something to pick up if you like flying choppers, if you like flying jets, tanks, whatever. You know, you can do it all in this game, and fairly easily, too. You can pick it up pretty quickly. You could stay in the first-person view and have fun, fly around the country, or go to third person. That part of the game is really well done and really enjoyable, frankly. I don't have many complaints about it. It's pretty much like, you know, whatever you want to be in this game, however you want to contribute to the war, you can do it. You can see over there, for instance, also, somebody called in napalm at range. And that's just one of the benefits of the game. Oh, look at that. We've got actual VC or NVA planes. Again, my main issue with the game is twofold. It's the bugs, and it's the sort of lack of interaction, if that makes sense, with the NPCs. And it's kind of hard to show that in a single review video, but it's like you'll go into a town, you'll go into a city, and you can even buy rice or buy med kits, for instance, from the locals. But it just feels like there's a lack of connection. I don't know how else to describe it. We just got an air support request here. We're gonna go straight for it. But look, there we go, by the way. That's the lag I'm talking about. This happens quite commonly in the game. We should be able to pop out of it soon, but every now and again, especially when you're doing high-intensity stuff like flying or engage in a really big battle, you will suddenly get these crazy lag spikes. And actually, in that one, look at that. That shot our chopper out of the sky. We didn't even get a chance to go towards the fight. But it's just kind of the way the game is. So I feel it's very unfinished in that respect, but a lot of potential, right?
Let's move. Frag out. I'm jammed. Cover me. Finally promoted. Fuck, I'm jammed.
Now, I did promise you we would go out with a bang, and I want to show you what I think is just the coolest part of this game, besides just the massive map.
Requesting napalm airstrike.
Let's get a napalm airstrike on that tree line for the viewers. Here we go, guys. We are defending a U.S. base from attack. We need to be as safe as possible. Now, you can actually see the planes come in, and you could do any of those calls that you want. You could do... You don't have to do napalm. You can do just a standard airstrike there. There go our boys. There go the birds. And there we go, boys. Look at that beauty. I think for that alone, this guy had to ruin the shot, but for that alone, it's a game worth checking out. I will say that. I'm going to give it my final review for now, and I understand that the game is still being worked on. I will also say this. Something going into this review is the fact that the developer, if you take a look at it, looks like he's constantly trying to update the game. It does look like he's really, really trying to update it. So I'm going to give him that. However, I think there's a lot of work to be done. It's beautiful. It's got a lot of cool things you can do. I didn't even show off the cities to you guys. I didn't tell you guys about the wild animals like the tigers, the elephants, the poisonous snakes. There's a lot of cool things, right? I think the problem is just the optimization is dog shit. There's no other word for it. And so I'm going to give it like a 7 out of 10. And that's, if I didn't expect that this guy's going to improve things, I would give this like a 6 out of 10. I know. Maybe I'm being way too critical of the game, but I'd rather be critical than not critical enough, if that makes sense. I think if this game actually continues to be optimized and gets to a point where it's totally playable without the lag spikes, maybe with some improvements in the overall interactions and stuff like that, this could easily be an 8 or 8.5 out of 10, and probably a game that one would want to play pretty regularly. I think one thing that makes this much better than a lot of the other quote-unquote Vietnam simulators is this is much more like a beer and pretzels thing. You know, you could pick it up, play a little bit, and then that's it. You go here, quit and save. You keep your rank, you keep your unit designation, etc., etc. And yeah, that can be pretty cool. Also, if you press I, you do get information about your particular soldier, etc. Over time, you make more money, you get more gear, you get more responsibilities, but you'll figure that out on your own. Again, I would ask that you please like, comment, subscribe, and I thank you very much.